We will now go on to John Higgins, who will be talking about import issues on the ground. And John will know these very well, as he's from the Import Controls Division. So, John, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead.
Thanks, Tom, and thanks, Ruth. Today, I'm going to give you a brief guide on how to import products that require veterinary checks in a border control post. And these include products of animal origin, hay, and straw. This includes a description of the role of the operator responsible for the consignment, the Common Health Entry document, how to submit documents to the border control post for inspection, and the veterinary checks that the products undergo in the BCP. The operator responsible for the consignment, or FC, plays an important role in the import controls process. This person can be the importer or an agent acting on the importer's behalf. The RFC must register with the Department of Agriculture to use TraceNT, and TraceNT is a European Commission platform that tracks the import of products. The details on how to register are available on the department's Brexit page on gov.ie. The RFC, as the name suggests, takes responsibility for consignments of animal products entering the EU. And the first step of this process that they must do is to create a Common Health Entry document, or SHED-P, on TraceNT, and I'll explain more about that on the next slide. Following creation of the SHED-P, the RFC submits documents to the department's import control portal. The RFC is also the point of contact for staff in the BCP. So if there are any issues, it's the RFC who is contacted. The RFC is also responsible for the import control fees. The Common Health Entry document, as I mentioned on the previous slide, is created by the RFC on TraceNT, and this must be done at least 24 hours prior to the consignment's arrival in the border control post. The details on the SHED-P reflect those on the health cert, such as details of the products in the consignment and the establishments involved in the importation, such as the consignor or consignee. Only the details of a single health cert are included in a SHED-P, but products that require more than one health cert can be included on the same shed. When creating a SHED-P and TraceNT, the first step in the process involves selecting the CN, or combined nomenclature code. And this will be in the image as you see here. This will be the same CN code that is used for customs entries for the consignment, and will also be found on the health cert. The next step in creating a SHED-P involves entering various details on TraceNT. These details include the consignor or exporter, consignee, and the border control post of entry. Other information is also required in the part 1 of the shed, such as information on the consignment, the weights, batch numbers, and the place of destination is also required. We've detailed step-by-step guidance documents on how to create SHED-P on the department's Brexit gov.ie page. There are also links to videos on how to create a shed. Following creation of the SHED-P, documents should be submitted to DAFN's import control portal. This should be done as early as possible, so the staff in the BCP have sufficient time to initiate documentary checks and bring any issues found during those checks to the attention of the RFC. Any of these problems or issues that are found in the documentary stage may therefore be resolved prior to the consignment's arrival here, and then will result in less delays in the consignment leaving the BCP. Currently, there's an anonymous portal to submit documents to the Department of Agriculture. Login version will be available at a later date, and details for this will be sent to the RFCs who are registered with the Department of Agriculture. This is the first step involved in submitting documents to the imports portal. It's important that the correct details are entered here. These will be used to contact the RFC if any issues arise. Following the next stage in this involves the entering of other pieces of information, such as the arrival time in the BCP, which BCP will the products be entering through, also information on the type of transport used. Documents must also be uploaded. This includes scanned coloured copies of the health cert. Important point to note is the max file size is 2 megabytes. So you have to set up your scanner that will be able to create an image that's below that file size. The SHED-P is also uploaded. Other documents can be too, such as the commercial documents, and that includes invoices, packing lists. The department's Brexit page on gov.ie has step-by-step videos on how to do this. As part of the veterinary checks in the border control post, all consignments must undergo a documentary check. This involves verification of the documents accompanying the consignment, such as the veterinary health certificate or the declarations for the hay and straw. HZP is also verified to confirm that it corresponds with the health certs. The commercial documents accompanying the consignment are also checked. It's at this stage that the majority of rejections occur. Reasons for rejections include an absence of a health cert, the wrong health cert model, or the health cert has incorrect details. Other issues include products not coming from approved countries, or the establishments of origin are not on the relevant EU approved lists. The second stage involves an identity check. Seal check alone may suffice at this stage where there's an official seal applied to the container or to the trailer. An official seal is one that has been applied under supervision of the competent authority in the UK, and the information is given on the health cert. If such a seal has not been applied, a full identity check is needed. This is where the trailer is opened up, there's partial unloading, and a number of products in the consignment are examined. Physical exam is the third stage of the veterinary checks. This is a more in-depth exam, and it's performed on rates determined by the nature of the product or on grounds of suspicion. So in the case of ABP, the rates extend from 5% to 15%. In Dublin Port, seal checks occur in T7. The driver hands the health certs to a BCP staff member. The number on the seal is checked to ensure that it corresponds to that on the health cert, and that is intact. Provided all the checks are satisfactory, the SHED-P is validated by a veterinary inspector, and the consignment may then leave the control of the Department of Agriculture. If the consignment does not have a seal, or if there's an issue with the documentation, the consignment is sent to T10. As you can see here on the right, it's a bull seal that is intact, and you can see the number on the seal, and the Department of Agriculture staff member verifies that that matches the seal number given on the health cert. In T10 in Dublin Port, containers can be opened and the contents are checked to see if they correspond to what's on the health cert. This is a lengthier process than a seal check in T7. Therefore, it's important to ensure that containers or trailers have a seal applied and that this information is given in the health cert. If the checks are satisfactory, the SHED-P is validated. In the case of checks being unsatisfactory, consignments may be rejected, and following a rejection, they can either return to the third country or destroyed. These are the important points to note when importing products of animal origin, hay and straw. You must assign an operator responsible for the consignment. So this can either be the importer or an agent acting on the importer's behalf. You must make sure that each consignment is accompanied by a health cert or a declaration in the case of hay and straw. It's worthwhile liaising with your suppliers in the UK and official veterinarians to ensure that they have the correct model health cert and that is correctly completed. At least 24 hours prior to import, the RFC must create a SHED-P and trace NT. Following that, documents must be submitted to the department's import portal for the documentary check stage. And the final point is to present the consignments for inspection in the border control post. So if you have any questions, just enter it in the chat box or to email Tom afterwards and we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, John.